Vtubing.
Huh? Why did he die? Did they...
Seems like it's really grown over the past few years into something inescapable. Receiving major recognition from the games industry with Iron Mouse's victory for Content Creator of the Year, it put the medium front and center to a more mainstream audience. Follow that up with the VTubing Awards, an explosion of agencies and indies rushing to join the phenomenon, and it begs the question, who was the first? Well, ask Google, and it'll tell you that the answer is Kizuna AI, the first entertainer to use the phrase virtual YouTuber, creating content on YouTube in late 2016 and being the one to coin the phrase. There's a strong argument for this to be the answer, without question. But it's always more fun to ask questions. VirtualYouTuber.fandom.com defines a VTuber as a virtual entertainer or idol who uses streaming video services to talk and act on certain topics and or play games using an avatar, often under the character of a fictional persona. Given those parameters, there's a lot of characters and examples we can point to, but I want to work our way backwards from this point, or at least laterally in this case. Virtual Girl Nem claims to be the world's oldest independent VTuber on their X profile. Their first stream went live on September 12, 2017, 4 months after Kizuna's stream debut of May 13, 2017, but sometime after her pre-debut activity. What's less notable than her early entry into the indie space is what she's done with her platform in all of that time. Having written 2 books to my understanding, Virtual Girl Nem has become a type of sociologist and evangelist for metaverse platforms like VRChat. They're the virtual brand ambassador for HTC and have spoken at the UN on the topic of metaverse technologies and VTubing from the perspective of an indie.
Have you started getting the image of metaverse life? From now on, let's talk about metaverse. What is metaverse?
Her latest release, Metaverse Evolution Theory, is a non-fictional examination of and guide to accessing and understanding these virtual spaces and the impacts it has on the users and society at large as adoption grows. Written by a true native to these spaces, it does well to explain all the nuances and intricacies of the VR/XR experience in a way completely understandable to the uninitiated. For those in the know, the surveys conducted and discussed provide a level of insight to user trends and statistics that you may also find insightful. What's truly transformative about her work is how forward-thinking and speculative she is willing to get when looking 20 minutes into the future. She posits that the development of technologies may be sufficient to push us into a post-physical dependent world analogous to the Matrix or other singularity-type event stories made possible by the ever-looming development of the brain-machine interface. I'll read one select quote for you. Homo Metaverse. Hints to human evolution. The metaverse is the new digital universe where we will live. Throughout history, humanity has continuously evolved over millions of years to survive in the universe in which we were born. The revolution brought about by the metaverse is the ability to freely design the space in which we live. This signifies a reversal of the master-servant relationship between humanity and the universe. We, as humans, will redesign the universe itself to make it better suited for our lives. In a sense, it is an attempt to reach divinity. In 2017, Israeli historian Yuval Noah Harari proposed the concept of Homo Deus in his book of the same name. He envisioned that through biotechnology, cyborg engineering, and AI technology, humanity would eventually overcome death and evolve into a new species, Homo Deus, possessing divinity. At that point, our conventional values tied to death and physical bodies would lose their meaning, and new norms and ethics, those of gods, would emerge. I see the revolution brought about by the metaverse as a prelude to evolution. Of course, in the metaverse, we will not become immortal, and eradicating sickness and death in the physical reality is still in the distant future. However, within this limited scope, we can already achieve such possibilities in this digital virtual realm. We can redesign our bodies, our self-perception, our society, and the universe itself. It is a preliminary stage before becoming gods in physical reality. We may even say that the simulation to judge ourselves has begun. She released the first 5,000 words of her book for free on her Medium blog, and all links used as reference will be provided in the description along with the script so that you can check out the sources. And I said that was going to be a conventional example. Let's cleanse our palates after digging that deep. One of the leads I found early in my searches were a lot of Reddit discussions and shitposts that the annoying orange was the first VTuber. I found this thread most helpful. User Krazetti posted, "Anyway, people often point out VTubers have existed before Kizuna AI, like Amy Yamato, Eileen, Weatheroid Ari, or even Annoying Orange. Amy Yamato is a very interesting example often pointed to, given not only her amazingly early entry into the realm of content creation, but her focus more on subjects of interest, her travels between Japan and London, and blog-type content than more
Have you ever had a dream
traditionally celebrity and idol culture
that you had
type content we seem
you do
to see out of most other VTubers.
him to do you so much you could do anything?
While no live streams exist on her channel, she did release a video just 2 weeks ago titled World Record, Kapla Tower with Lily Hevish, on the subject of domino stackers. Given the backlog, I'm sure there's something any curious viewer could find that piques their interest that she's covered. Eileen's channel was retired, so viewing her backlog is strictly a matter of finding old clips in archives if they exist, which I wasn't able to. Weatheroid Ari is literally a weather forecaster, which seems to have its own appeal and culture of support around it, with enthusiasts in both Japanese and global markets.
予報を見るから現在の今いらっしゃるエリアのこの先のちょっとごめんなさいあれれれれれあれれれごめんなさいここ隠してもダメなんだ
I found it fascinating that her fandom page noted under trivia, due to the motion capture software not functioning properly, the joints of Ari's avatars will sometimes twist in odd directions. Fans endearingly refer to this phenomenon as bone fracture. A notable exception from Krazetti's post was Hatsune Miku, who took the world by storm with her 2007 debut. Being born of the same idol culture that shaped and informs Vtubing, it's curious that more people don't try to include or mention her in these discussions. But I feel the largest contributing factor as to why Hatsune Miku isn't included is the collective ownership everyone has over the character via mass saturation, and there being no clear human talent, or something close to human talent, ever truly representing her. As software before the advent of large language models and other generative AI algorithms, she lacked the same ability to attract and maintain parasociality around her character. Of course, that didn't stop some people from still trying to marry her, or otherwise being enamored with the character. Just that she exists more as a meme and concept rather than an idol or celebrity. Truly, the most slept-on answer to the question put forward at the beginning of this video, by far, has to be Max Headroom.
Nothing had been done like this before.
What we were dealing with here was something which was anti-television, anti-corporation, was anti-everything that fed us, basically.
I absolutely loved this idea of the Max Headroom show.
The character was essentially a creature thumbing his nose at the world he inhabited.
There was a great deal of potential there, and I was excited.
It was unique what we were trying to do at the time, and we knew it.
It was not only magical, it was life-changing.
Max Headroom. There are so many things to say about how this character set the example for what it means to be a VTuber or virtual idol before the concept even existed. He didn't actually need to be computer generated to captivate audiences with the concept. The execution in live environments is just as scuffed as most modern debuts. Look up interview footage of Max from late night television show to see how hard it was to make everything possible with analog technologies in a live environment. I've also linked in the description an hour-long documentary titled The Story of Max Headroom, live on Network 23. It is absolutely worth your time, as is the television series produced by ABC starring the character and establishing a world set 20 minutes in the future. Thank you so much for watching the video. This represents my debut as a VTuber, and I'm excited to grow and provide more content like this in the future. Tomorrow, Monday the 15th, I plan to host a Genshin Impact livestream around 1 p.m. EST, pending any delays, on my Twitch channel. A special shout out to my friend Okami the Hunter for getting me into Genshin Impact and helping to inspire the idea of participating in MiHoYo Mondays, as she's dubbed them. We'll be raiding or collaborating with her, so be sure to check her out and give her lots of support and love. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.